Let's be honest, we live in a world that constantly demands to see our progress. Social media, family gatherings, the workplace, everywhere you turn, someone is asking, what are you working on? How much have you achieved? Show me your results and show me now. There's an unspoken pressure to perform, not just in the final outcome, but in the process itself. We feel compelled to announce our goals, to share our plans, to post our morning routines and our late night grind sessions. And why? Because we crave validation. We want the likes, the comments, the nods of approval. We want people to know that we are busy, that we are ambitious, that we are trying. But here's the hard truth that no one tells you. The moment you announce your plans to the world, you release the very pressure that could have fueled your success. Psychology calls it a social reality. When you tell someone you're going to do something, your brain gets a premature dose of satisfaction. You feel as if you've already accomplished part of the goal. And that feeling, it kills your hunger. It makes you complacent. It steals the raw, gritty, unpolished energy that real success demands. So today I want to invite you to try a different path, a quieter path, a more dangerous, more beautiful, and ultimately more powerful path. The path of silence. The power of silence. Think about the most powerful forces in nature. Does a river announce its intention to carve a canyon? Does a seed shout from the soil, or look at me, I'm growing? No, the river flows quietly, persistently, hour after hour, year after year. And one day the Grand Canyon stands as a testament to its patience. The seed pushes through darkness, unseen, unheard, battling rocks and drought. And then one morning a flower blooms and the world stops to admire it, never knowing the silent war it fought underground. That is the power of working in silence. It is the power of shifting your focus from external applause to internal discipline. When you work in silence, you stop performing for an audience that doesn't truly care. Let's be real for a moment. Most people don't want you to succeed. They might say they do. They might even believe they do. But your success is a mirror that reflects their own inaction, their own fears, their own excuses. And mirrors are uncomfortable. So unconsciously, they will distract you, discourage you, or simply dismiss you. Not out of malice, but out of human nature. When you keep your head down and your mouth shut, you rob them of that opportunity. You rob the doubters of their ammunition. You rob the critics of their stage. You simply work. The weight of unspoken dreams. There's something sacred about a dream you haven't yet spoken aloud. It belongs entirely to you. It is raw, unshaped, vulnerable. And in that vulnerability lies tremendous power. Because when no one is watching, you are free to fail. And failure is the only path to mastery. When you announce your goals, you become terrified of failing publicly. So you play it safe. You choose the easy path. You water down your ambition. But when you work in silence, you can fall down 100 times. You can start over, change direction, scrap everything, and rebuild. No one is keeping score except you, and that freedom is priceless. I think of every great inventor, every legendary artist, every athlete who came from nowhere to dominate their sport. They didn't spend their energy making vision boards for Instagram. They spent their energy in the lab, in the studio, on the field, before sunrise and after sunset. While the world was sleeping or scrolling or gossiping, they understood something fundamental. Success is not a performance, it is a byproduct. Poking them is not about revenge. Now, let's talk about the second half of the statement. To shock them with your success, I want to be very clear about this. This is not about revenge. It is not about bitterness. It is not about showing everyone who doubted you. That kind of motivation is like rocket fuel. Powerful, but it burns out quickly and leaves a toxic residue. No, shocking them is not about them at all. It is about the undeniable power of results. It is about the moment when your work speaks so loudly that no words are necessary. The shock is not a snare or a taunt. It is a testimony. It is proof that quiet persistence, disciplined action, and unwavering belief in yourself can move mountains. When you succeed in silence, the success itself becomes louder than any announcement ever could. People will ask, how did you do it? And you will smile, not because you are small, but because you are small, but because you know the sleepless nights, you know the spreadsheet you redid 6 times. You know the rejection emails you deleted without telling a soul. You know the mornings you wanted to quit but didn't. That knowledge is your treasure, and the world's shock is simply recognition of that treasure. are the three enemies of silent work. Let me warn you though, this path is not easy. You will face three powerful enemies. The first is your own ego. Your ego wants applause. It wants to be seen, to be praised, to be recognized right now, not someday. Your ego will whisper, just post one update. Just tell one friend. Just give yourself a little credit. And sometimes you can. But most of the time, that little credit becomes a leak in your energy tank. Learning to silence your ego is the first and greatest battle. The second enemy is comparison. When you work in silence, you don't see other people's struggles. You only see their highlights. And it is easy to feel like you are falling behind. You will see someone launch a business, get a promotion, or buy a house, and you will think, oh, what am I doing wrong? But remember, you are comparing your unseen battle to their curated victory reel. Stay in your lane, run your race. Silence is not isolation, it is focus. The third enemy is loneliness. Silent work is lonely work. There will be nights when you wonder if anyone cares, when you question whether any of it matters, when the silence feels less like power and more like abandonment. That is the moment when most people quit. But that is also the moment just before the breakthrough. Hold on, the dawn comes after the darkest hour of the night. How to work in silence practically. Let me give you some practical steps, because inspiration without action is just a beautiful dream. First, set a private goal. Write it down. Put it in a drawer. Don't post it. Don't tweet it. Don't tell your best friend. Keep it between you and your higher self. That secrecy creates sacredness. Second, build a routine that no one sees. Wake up an hour earlier than your family. Stay late at the office when everyone has gone home. Use your lunch break to learn that skill. The hours that no one claims, those are the hours where champions are made. Third, track your progress obsessively but silently. Keep a journal, make a spreadsheet. Put a check mark on a calendar every single day you do the work. That visual proof seen only by you will become your fuel when external motivation runs dry. Fourth, learn to say a no without explaining. When people invite you to distractions, when they ask about your plans, when they pressure you for information, just smile and say, I have something I'm working on. Or simply, no, thank you. You do not owe anyone your timeline. And fifth, prepare for the reveal. Because one day the work will be done, the book will be written, the business will be launched, the weight will be lost, the degree will be earned. And when that day comes, do not apologize for your success. Do not shrink. Do not say, oh, it was nothing. Say a thank you. I worked very hard for this. And let the shockwaves ripple. The sweetest shock, I want to paint a picture for you. Imagine you have been working on a project for 6 months. You have told almost no one. You have faced setbacks, doubts, failure, but you kept going. You showed up every single day in silence in the dark, when no one was watching. Now imagine the day of the launch of the president or the competition. You step forward and you deliver. The quality is undeniable. The preparation is evident. The results are extraordinary. And the people who doubted you, they are silent. The people who ignored you, they're watching. The people who said it couldn't be done, they are rethinking everything. That is the shock. Not a petty victory, but a profound one. Because your success doesn't just change your life. It changes what everyone around you believes is possible. And here is the beautiful irony. When you shock them with your success, you often inspire them. The very people who might have held you back become motivated by your example. Your silent work becomes a loud message. It is possible. I'm proof. Conclusion. Your silence is your strength. So I leave you with this. The world is full of noise, full of announcements, promises, and bold declarations that fade into nothing. Be different. Be the quiet force. Be the one who says little and does much. Be the river carving the canyon. Be the seed breaking through the soil. Be the unsung melody that becomes a symphony. Work hard in silence. Not because you are hiding, not because you are ashamed, but because you respect your goal too much to waste its energy on words. And when the time comes, when the work is done, step into the light, not with arrogance, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows exactly what they have done. And then, only then, let them be shocked. Thank you.